process and why we don't have the property owners or the people doing the project applying for the will servers.
Well, I think it is under the property owner's name right now.
But the project isn't under the property owner's name.
The project may not be, but
The project that this is for isn't, and I just,
Just for the record,
It's-
we did receive a check from Running Bridge Charter School today for the service fees.
but they're not the ones applying for the will server.
No, but they, in order to get it on this agenda, they had to do it through the property owners. And then a meeting was held by the Charter School Board and they approved
Is this something we typically do this way?
Maybe I should help
Maybe also
explain. Right now, the property belongs to Dale and Linda Durbridge, or the Durbridge Family Trust. We cannot deed it to this Learning Bridge until the parcel map is approved, and hopefully that will be approved at our next meeting. At that time, the property will be deeded to Learning Bridge. But in order to make this project work before winter comes in, we needed to get the water going before the property is moved. So I am requesting as the property owner, but the project will be Learning Bridge chargeable.
And who will be installing the improvements? Is that part of the will serve application?
it's
Or is
not.
that part of the building?
My understanding, Clarity Plumbing will be making the connection.
Is that part of the building permit? then? Does that contractor have to go on the building permit as doing that work?
That's Brad, that question. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, the building permit I know was signed off today. I heard that. And the
The building permit is
the
definitely.
general contractor requests the building permit.
Right.
And whether he has to list who his steps are, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, I can answer that. That's,
They do.
yes, that Brad would be the question, for the building permit.
Okay. Those are all the questions I have. With that, I'll entertain a motion on this item.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the will serve application for Linda Durbridge, trustee of Durbridge Family Trust on behalf of Learning Bridge.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Do we have any discussion on this item? Questions for Mrs. Durbridge or the city engineer? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
8.2, Board Members, City Clerk Lee, discussion for possible action, approval of first addendum to joint development and beneficial use agreement between the City of Ely and Hagee Dale Ranching, the terms of which were unanimously approved by the City Council June 13th, 2019. Do you have some information about the record?
I'll entertain any questions that the council may have. Basically, this is an addendum of yes of that action that was requested on that June 13th meeting to extend the lease to September 30th of 2020, and that was already talked about and discussed in that meeting. So this is just an official document that states that.
We have kind of beat that to that. Are there any further questions of Lance before?
Well, and just to clarify why it was placed on the agenda, the actual figures weren't discussed in that meeting, just the
Sure.
extension to September 30th, so that's what it is.
Okay.
The actual figures do indicate the raise that we talked about,
Sure.
or that we requested.
Out of an abundance of caution, I would of course mention that I have a social relationship with both of these applicants. Nevertheless, I do not feel that is an impediment to my being able to vote on this particular issue, and therefore I would move that we approve the addendum to the joint development and beneficial use agreement between the City of Ely and Hagee Dale Ranching.
Do I have a second to that?
I will second.
Any further comments or questions or discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried forward.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And then
Lance.
when do we sign the documents?
Item 3, Board Members, City Clerk Lee, City Engineer Allenberg, discussion for possible action, approval of grant of easement and grant of construction easement agreement between the City of Ely and Robert Shear and Charlene Stewart, joint tenants with rights of survivorship. As I understand it, BJ, this has to do with the storm drain project.
It does. This has to do with the outfall of storm drain, the proposal to build this project. And so what's happening in this situation is for them to build that outfall and get it all the way to the railroad tracks that the train runs on to that culvert that goes out there, it has to come across some private property. And Shears have agreed to come in and grant an easement to the City of Ely to construct and maintain this easement down through there, and in exchange, their property currently is in a situation where it is very old mountains, there's lots and blocks, and there's still basically road right-of-ways that run down through there. That's actually in the county, and so the county has agreed, if they would come and grant the city easement to proceed with this project, the county would vacate those right-of-ways and get that out of the field, so that it's basically just one big large parcel of the field. This was tabled this morning because Mr. Shear had come back and asked and said, hey, there's one thing, can you address his access, some stuff to the west side? And so with what he has prepared here, he's comfortable with the agreement that's written, he's comfortable with everything that's going there, he would just like this one other thing to be taken care of. So I just need to go back and coordinate with him to make sure that we have exactly what he's looking for on that side, and I'll coordinate with NDOT and make sure that that isn't going to be any issue or anything else with it. Right now, I don't believe it's a problem, but they basically just asked to.
Is this section of the drainage that's crossing his property, is it all the covered, buried culvert? None of it's the open channel?
Yeah, right through in this area, I believe it's going to be, it could have, at the very beginning of it, could be a little bit that's actually closed blocks.
Okay.
And then, but the majority of this is definitely the open channel.
It was tabled this morning, do they want us to take action on it tonight then?
No, they want to table it, and I'll go back and coordinate this other one issue that Rob brought up, and we're going to discuss it. So I'll go back and coordinate with Rob.
I will entertain any second on that.
I will second, and I have a question too. I guess I'm a little bit confused too with the, you mentioned that some of it is county property.
It's across the county, it's not county property, it's in the county. It crossed over the city line, so it's in the county.
But it's our property.
No, it's Rob Shear's property. Rob Shear is granting the city of Ely an easement across his property.
Well, if it falls on the county, Upland County isn't liable for that section. Does that make sense?
Why isn't NDOT contracting with the county to get the easement?
Yeah.
Because it's not county property, there's just county right-of-ways, and the county's gonna vacate those right-of-ways.
But it's going to be a city right away because we're maintaining the new infrastructure.
And Rob is granting us,
I got it.
because what was proposed there is NDOT had actually proposed to go through the existing right-of-ways, and it was almost, in a sense, cutting Rob's field in half. And Rob said, hey, I'll grant you easement if you push it all the way to my west side, and then it doesn't divide my property in half. And then the county basically has come in and said, hey, so this is a two-part agreement. This is Rob basically agreeing to do this, and then we'll go back, and the second part of the agreement would be for the county to follow through and vacate those right-of-ways. And then at that point in time, both things would be recorded, and the city would have an easement for the storm.
Okay.
I guess the question that kind of begs is, there's no way we could get NDOT to have the county accept long-term maintenance of that since it's not in the city. No.
I guess we could ask.
Smile on his face.
We can ask them. Now, it's just nothing that ever had been discussed because it is outletting the city's water
It is the
basically
city's
through that
system,
station.
sure.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
So, I guess we can surely ask the county.
we have a motion and a second to table. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks, BJ. Let's see, are we on item 4? Councilman Allworth, discussion for possible action, approval to request contact person or persons from White Pine County for city water department personnel to discuss White Pine County golf course irrigation times and days, to aid the city of Ely in maintaining adequate water tank levels during peak irrigation times. City personnel are reporting they are having to spend considerable time traveling between certain wells to maintain tank levels. I'll entertain a motion on this item.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the request for contact persons from White Pine County or city water department personnel to discuss county golf course irrigation issues.
Here a second.
Sure, I did.
You'll second. For discussion. You know, I'm in favor of opening the discussion for something here. I know they haven't been paying, but as I recall, Jim, that was because at the time we discussed it, the mine was dewatering quite a bit.
No, this is on item 4, it's just a set up line of communications.
But I mean the instigation for this, they haven't been paying in the recent history.
Item 5.
Oh, okay. I'll
Okay.
shut
Just
up.
communications issues.
Yeah, item 4 is our water people would drive by the golf course and see sprinklers going. But when I talked to the public works director at the county, that's because the end of the food chain, if you want to call it that, the sprinklers are going off the very far north end, where the timers are. And they have a problem, as Del Derby's mentioned, the sprinklers aren't hitting the right spot. You can't see it at nighttime, so they'll run in the daytime and do it, set them on, or they have the sprinklers right before a tournament, they need to water again. We just need to have them, let them contact our person and say, hey, listen, we're gonna be sprinkling for this reason, so we're not having to panic and thinking they're watering all day long. There may be a need for it, but down give our people a heads up that get ready to be looking at the tank levels. And that's just the stuff along the communications, that's what this agenda is for.
Between White Pine County and who in the city, did you want Carl and Mike to talk
Mike,
about that?
whoever the person's gonna be the most accessible, is gonna be impacted.
Okay.
Because there's just been a lot of he said, she said, and then you ask somebody, they try to, you know what on it. So that's what that was all about, just to get, no more he said, she said.
Any other discussion on this item?
I would think just for clarification, we might want to modify the agenda item to designate Mike specifically to either do that personally or designate it to somebody else.
Would you be okay with it?
Sure.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried, so ordered. Item 5, Councilman Allworth, discussion for possible action, approval to provide White Pine County adequate notice that there will be a need to negotiate White Pine County Golf Course irrigation water rates per gallon with the city of Ely prior to fiscal year 2021 budget preparation, with negotiations to include beginning, ending month, and days, times of the day. I'll entertain a motion on this.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve provision for White Pine County to have adequate notice that there will be a need to negotiate with the golf course irrigation rates for fiscal year 2021.
Do I have a second on that?
I'll second that.
Discussion?
Okay, and there you go, Mr. Mayor. I put this on there. There's a lot of history to this, but I'd rather not go back into history because that's water down the bridge, under the bridge. Currently, on July 22nd, Carl done a meter reading, just took a meter reading, and we read it 2 days ago. And in that period of time, there has been 4,742,000 gallons of water flow through the meter at the golf course. And you take our rates that apply for outside water, out-of-city water, the surcharge, that total amount of gallonage equates to $7,059.78 if we were billed. So I look at, we just had to increase all the residents' water rates 3%. So my idea on this is, I feel they're using city water, it's treated water, and have never had to pay anything in the past. And we're running a water company. We're not in the business to give away our product. And I would like to give the county a heads up that, this is, they can budget whatever they want. They have a sort of, I'm not hitting the golf course, we're recommending the golf course with this fee, because the golf course can't afford it. The golf course, it needs to be green, the golf, unless you go to Gavin, Nevada and golf on Alkali Flat. So you need to have a green golf course that takes water. But that water is a commodity the city generates. It comes from our wells. So I'd like to throw that out there to the county. Think about it. If you need the money, go into your net proceeds, your built money. And again, look at the dates, again, negotiable, just like with Mawina Power for irrigating your alfalfa fields. You get a certain rate per kilowatt. We possibly set up a rate for irrigating during the high demand season.
Is that water department an enterprise fund?
Yes,
Yes.
budget.
So,
I have a question.
Sure.
Jim, in your gallonage, does that take the well that's out there, the zero?
the well on the golf course,
Yes.
I don't believe they can use that. It'll drain down everything. This is water running through our pipes through the
I know, but they
meter.
also use that well here.
That part I don't know already.
But the water that's going through this meter does not come through that.
No.
They don't use that. That doesn't work. It's dry.
So this is just city water going through this. This would, you know, there was discussion during the utility board meeting, it was a good open discussion. You know, the city has some responsibility because we own land down at the golf course. But, you know, we made an improvement. We recently installed a $10,000 backflow preventer required by law. So that basically coming out of the enterprise funds.
We installed it.
We installed and paid for it. So, and then, well, Flaherty mentioned that they're working on some kind of pumping rate of the off-peak hours, which may lower just $7,000 down. Say it lowers it to 2,500, the county gets a break. Wherever it may be, but the city still gets some kind of money from the revenue. I mean, we have a commitment or an obligation to our other water users. They're paying their bills on time, and we need to, in my opinion, the county needs to be paying for some of our water.
BJ, did you have something to add?
Yeah, I just want to say, Jim, on that report that we're kind of doing to get an off-peak, I just want to say that's our wells. I'm not
Okay.
studying anything on the golf course.
Okay,
and
just
trying
figure
to-
out that.
It's just trying to get our wells off peak hours.
Okay, thank
So it's nothing
With
as far as,
electricity, all right.
yeah, it's nothing to reduce their water usage, or it's just for our wells.
Okay, all right. So our pumping cost would come down, which lowers everybody, so I don't think we're gonna give anybody a refund on water, monthly water rates. It's just to see if, let them start preparing a budget now. We got some figures here, 4 million gallons, costing $7,059. Then put some number in the budget.
Sure. Any other questions or discussion on this for Jim?
You know, I do like the fact that it's not hitting the golf course budget. They don't have the money. I think it's a good idea to approach White Pine County, and the more I thought about it today, this would be a question for the attorney, but the water department being an enterprise fund, I don't know if we can legally just give that water away too. I'm not too sure, so we'll need to get some clarification on that as well.
I'm wondering if that extends to our parks and facilities as well, because I know when we were running in the county with an enterprise fund like the building department, even the county, if they built the building, had to take out and pay for a building permit for their own.
Right,
thing.
yeah.
Well, we had this issue before with the duck pond,
Yeah,
per se. It was not on the meter or anything else, and what the county did was shut it off, and only on, when they cleaned, do they also, if there's no meter on that, it's not either.
But they did come back and put a meter on it, and they are paying for that.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they are, because that, once again, is potable water going into the duck pond, the treated water. But it is a meter right below the library.
Are they paying for all of it or half of it?
That part I can't remember. I know there is a meter there and it's red. I don't know if Mike can answer that.
well, I'm in favor of this discussion here, and I hope we can continue and get something worked out before the fiscal year. So, with that, is there any other discussion here? With that, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried so ordered. Item 6, Chairman O'Flaherty, discussion for possible action, approval to renew the consulting services agreement between the City of Ely and Basin Engineering. As I understand it, this is the I don't know how you say it, every 3-year renewal for our contract with BJ. And this was an item that had been pushed off from May until after the elections. Is that what
Mr. Mayor, therefore, I would move that we approve the renewal of the consulting services agreement between the City of Ely and Basin Engineering.
Do I have a second for this item?
One second for discussion.
With that, I'll open it for discussion.
But I think until we get an attorney on hand, I'd rather not go into any contract until we have an attorney on hand.
Is there any problem with pushing this off 2 weeks until the next meeting?
Well, I think the biggest on my side is I got, it does have effect on my future plans and what I'm doing. And so, this has been on a situation where they delay it, and my understanding when they started, they were to, right after everybody took office, to come back in here and get it back on here. And so there's been a couple months delay, and so it's already been delayed. And I do need, for my business, I need to be able to plan what's going on right here. So it is burdensome on a business to not know what's going on with your
As I've read through this, perused it, it seems like it's materially identical to the previous contract. Are there any changes if it were?
It is the previous contract.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's already been vetted by attorneys for that purpose.
I don't know if we wrote this though. Did City View write this, BJ, or was this contract from your side, the template?
Well, it started as a template, the city really definitely modified it in there, so it wasn't, that's not my template.
Yeah, Chuck
It started
massaged,
as a template, but obviously it was modified.
Chuck massaged it extensively before we approved it last time.
And I do think the attorney's gonna wanna come in here, whoever we do hire, and go through all the contracts. Everyone I've talked to recommended that
Yeah.
first thing. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but I would feel more comfortable having our new attorney look at it, for sure.
Well, if we're gonna look at all the contracts,
BJ, but
we can look at this one as well. I think especially with the UDOT or NDOT project that we've got going on right now, any potential delay might be problematic down the road, and potentially incur costs to the city which we're not currently aware that might be out there.
Does your agreement expire today, or is it, what is the
August
expiration?
30th.
August 30th. So we would have time to address this on the 22nd prior to the end of the agreement.
Yeah.
Jeanette?
Just a quick question. When's the last time we've ever gone out for a
RFP,
RFP? Or RFP or Q, which one it is?
10 years ago or later.
But I don't trust you, George. Does anybody else have an
It
answer?
was 2012 when the.
I don't trust you either.
Alaska.
I was just curious.
No, I mean, it is the pleasure of the council on this. If you guys would like to vote on that motion on the floor, would like to withdraw that and propose something else.
Well, the discussion this was supposed to be terminated earlier, but we extended it till August 30th for the simple reason we were negotiating, having negotiations taking place with the state highway and whatnot. Those negotiations are still tentative in some respects, but
State highway?
for the state highway.
NDOT.
What do you mean by tentative as far as with NDOT?
Well, by now, they were supposed to have started to work on it, they proposed 2 years ago.
No, the only thing that changed in last night's meeting was which one they're gonna do first. They have been going and they've been planning on starting in the spring of next year. But their intention was starting at the outfall of the drainage and coming through and doing the west side of town. Due to budgetary reasons, they come over and they're proposing to do, as far as the first phase, to come in, do the outfall, and then go towards the east side of town and up Great Basin Boulevard. But their intention is still to begin in the spring of next year.
Thank you.
It is also rather advantageous that BJ sits on the state board there, which gives us a certain amount of clout which we've never had before.
Any further
I got one question. Brought up a good point there. If DJ's on that board, what plot did you use to hopefully assist this project? After that meeting last night, I left there with my tail wiping out my tracks. Do you have any clout that wasn't able to get $30 million?
I think that's a political thing that's going on. is truly what's going on from the money standpoint is a political thing. Today, NDOT is still doing everything based on the input coming out of yesterday's meeting, still trying to possibly see it doing this side. We basically walked it again. Today, we were walking down there and we were looking at certain drainage issues because the cost, the big burdensome as far as the costs are concerned when it comes down to downtown is the storm drain system. And so it's a very large box that can come in here. And the other problem that comes in here is truly when they come and start putting that storm drain system, it conflicts with so much of our utilities. They have to actually pay for all of our utilities, not to say all of it, but a very good portion of our utilities, they're paying for 100% in those areas that are conflicted. And so there's just a lot of expense besides their own road improvements and their storm drain improvements. It is their sewer and our water and stuff that they're conflicting with that we had to make some modifications to. So there's just a lot of expense in there. So what we were looking at today was seeing what other options are out there to try to reduce some of the costs and size of that storm drain. Because one of the problems that they're having is the sidewalks outside of these buildings don't necessarily currently meet ADA. They're fairly steep cross sloped. And so what happens is currently with the flood that comes into town, you know, with that being steep cross slopes, that actually lowers the center of our road slightly. And so when they're gonna come back in, and now they will actually put these cross slopes back at acceptable ADA levels, that actually raises our road. So what happens now, without them making any improvements, that water that used to go down, let's say a foot deep during a major storm, that didn't used to go in the front doors, now they've raised the center of the road 6 inches, now it's going into those front doors. So there's an obligation from them that they're doing that, they have to upgrade a storm drain. So that's where a lot of the cost is from those storm drains.
But Dylan, I guess we'll go back to what Sam tended to lean toward, I think, in his comment, was it's a benefit for this contract to have BJ on the state board. And that's what I'm saying. What was his benefit? How does that benefit this project? Did he jump up and down and say, we want it, we want it? That's all I said. I went to the meeting, I heard the whole detail, but having BJ on that board, evidently, he tried his best, I'm guessing, but was it a positive at that time? And we would have got it. We got it because of BJ was on the board. That's what I'm saying. You give me an interpretation of, hey, remember, BJ's on the board. I don't think that's relevant to this decision.
I don't know that the board entertains those kind of issues. Do they?
No, that's
I don't think it hurts us though.
No.
No. The only thing that would have come out of there was obviously the ability to be able to talk to certain people within the department. And, you know, I guess our discussion with them is for us to be able to partner with NDOT and include our plans with their contractor so that the city wasn't out front with our contractor and their contractor hiding behind us because we're slowed up. That's probably the biggest thing.
Any further discussion on it?
What was the decision of the utility board today on this one?
I don't think they approved it. So I have a motion to approve and a second, unless I hear a withdrawal or any further discussion, I'm going to call for the vote on it.
I would feel a lot more comfortable having an attorney review this. Times change, I think we need to do our homework and go through this contract, even if we have negotiations with the new attorney, council member and BJ to work on it.
Are we not going to review all the other contracts though? I mean, wouldn't this be part of that, what you said when we get a new attorney, having them review every contract?
And therefore, I'm not an attorney, I don't know if we sign this tonight and enter into a 3-year contract with BJ, if we have the right to change this at that point. Why have the attorney look at it if we can't change it, I don't know.
I think that August 30th is the published date that BJ's trying to plan his business plans. He knew August 30th was going to be the drop dead date. I don't see why we can't postpone it to the next meeting. Hopefully, we'll have an attorney on by then.
Do you withdraw your second?
I never seconded.
Who seconded it? You did.
Oh, I did, wait.
Discussion.
Yeah, for discussion, I'm right, okay.
Did you withdraw your second?
Yeah.
Sam, do you have any motion you'd like to make?
Like I said, we have put this off and kicked it down the road for a couple of months, and he doesn't need to plan his business. If we don't have anybody that's going to second it, there's no point in my making a motion at this time.
Is there anybody else to re-second Sam's motion?
So, there you go.
I didn't entertain another motion, or if you'd like to amend it. Otherwise, we'll just die for lack of motion.
Correct.
For the lack of second. Okay. Item dies for lack of second. And, I guess we'll try to go down to the 22nd. We'll move on to 9, items for discussion, possible action only of the Ely City Council consent agenda. Just the minutes.
Just the bills.
Just the bills. Okay, sure.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the bills for the consent agenda.
Do I have a second for this? Any discussion on the bills? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll pay the bills. B, new business, item 1, Councilman Allworth, discussion for possible action, acceptance of James S. Beecher Esquire and Mackenzie M. Peterson Esquire's July 16, 2019 proposal to provide criminal contract legal services for a flat monthly fee of $2,500 to each attorney per month.
I'll make a motion to do that.
I'll second it.
Okay. Do all that.
Open this for discussion then.
Oh, I'm not in favor of this idea because you have a member that's the deputy DA and he's also the attorney for the fair board and the hospital. When's he gonna have time and what hours is he gonna be working for the city of Eden?
James, would you care to address that?
Yes. Thank you, Mary, sir.